Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Justin. Welcome to Just JP. Super happy to have you guys here. Today we are listening to the Dave Matthews. Today we are listening to the Dave Matthews Band with the song number 41. I cannot say that I have heard anything from Dave Matthews Band, and I know a bunch of you guys are like, "Oh my gosh, how have you not heard like half of these bands?" I'll tell you at the end of this video. Okay, at the end of the video, I will tell you why I do not know most of the stuff that is on this channel. Why don't I know common songs that are played on the radio and that kind of thing? Stick around at the end of the video and I'll let you know. So I was looking on Reddit and I have seen this song come up, number 41, and a lot of people were saying that the drumming in this song was really good. So me being a drummer, and by that I mean I haven't been able to play drums in a long time due to living situation, but I still consider myself a drummer regardless, amateur as I may have been or be. So naturally, I was very inclined to look at this song. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Hope you guys are enjoying life. Anyways, you guys can join me in the comments below for discussion. Please let me know what you guys think of the song. Is this one of their good songs, or is this one of their songs that maybe not a lot of people like? I have no idea. I haven't heard it. Let's get into it. This is the Dave Matthews Band with number 41. Loved it. Let's get that out the way. It's perfect. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. If you couldn't tell by the expression on my face throughout that song, beyond the drumming, which was phenomenal, that song. How have I not listened? When did this song come out? How have I not listened to these guys before? Has anyone recommended the Dave Matthews Band to me? Because this song came out when? When did this song come out? 1996. This sounds like a 90s song. This sounds like a good 90s song. Where did all this kind of music go? Why isn't anyone doing this nowadays? Oh, come on. You know how sometimes you're blown away by a song and you don't quite know where to start? That's kind of where I'm at right now. Okay, let's begin like this. As I've mentioned, I'm a drummer, so I like certain elements in drums. There is one element when it comes to drums that I am a 100% bona fide sucker for. And you will hear it immediately when this song kicks off. He did it. Right there. It's done. Hi-hats. I love the hi-hat sound. It's so crisp and so clean. I love it. But I love when drummers use fills on the hi-hats. And I don't think a lot of drummers do that as much anymore. Or not a lot. Of course, and obviously it's done. But it's not usually done when it's so isolated and it's just so crisp. It's so clean. It sounds so good. I absolutely love that. So honestly, 5 seconds into this song, I was already like, it's in perfection territory. So already initially, I'm loving it, and I'm just wondering, oh my gosh, how are they going to top this intro? And let me tell you, they topped it. Well, they topped it, dude. So how it just begins so smooth. This is so smooth. This is just lounge kind of live music. I love this so much. But even beyond this awesome opening, with the drumming and this nice ambience just floating in, I love that. I love that so much. This is music that I feel, you know? But even beyond this, what it builds into is awesome. I love his voice because his voice has this smooth grunge kind of feel. Like, me seeing that this song came out in the 90s, it makes sense. I don't know if this band was prominent in the 90s or if this song just came out. I don't know where they lie. Regardless, it does sound like a 90s kind of song in the sense that his voice sounds a little bit like lazy grunge. I can't really think of other singers right now off the top of my head. There's a song I have in my head, I just can't think of it. That kind of reminds me of his voice. But he has this lazy grunge kind of singing, but it's so smooth as well. And I love that. I really love that sound he has. And Don't even get me started on the saxophone solo, which phenomenal, blew me away. I honestly was not expecting that. But not only did we get a saxophone solo, we got, what was it, a violin solo, and then we got a flute solo. Like, they were just throwing things in there, and each time something new came up, like, honestly, it was like opening a new present. Like, what? Are you kidding me? So I'm not like faking you guys. This honestly was like amazing. I don't even, let me take another sip. But what I love so much about it was that each of those elements, when they were brought in during that break in that solo section, they worked perfectly with the mood of the song. Because initially, beforehand, we already got this nice lounge rock, soft rock kind of groove going on. And then each of those musical instruments that were brought in, the flute, the saxophone, the violin, or the strings, each one perfectly fit with what was going on. Each one perfectly fit with the mood of the song. None of them detracted from the music. You know, when the flute came in, which to me was the most odd instrument to come in, it worked. It didn't sound like, whoa, why did they throw a flute in here? That doesn't make sense. No, it just works. Like, I feel like this is the kind of song that you're watching them live, and I feel like this is the song that they would end with. Because it feels, and I've said this a million times before, but it feels like not only a culmination, but a celebration of everything before. Like, the whole time the whole time that I'm listening to this song, I'm imagining like sitting on the side of a hill with my wife, like watching this band play this awesome music that you're grooving to, and then like they just keep playing, and you're smiling like it's so happy. Like, I feel pure joy listening to this song. So you guys need to step up your Dave Matthews Band recommendation game, because I love this song like a lot, and I would absolutely love to hear more. Lyrically, I'm still kind of trying to figure it out a little bit. So it begins, come and see, I swear by now I'm playing time against my troubles. Oh, I'm coming slow but speeding. Do you wish a dance? And while I'm in the front, the play on time is won. Oh, but the difficulty's coming here. Almost like a hardship is like, they can see a hardship coming, and he's trying to be slow towards it, but it just happens to be coming fast, perhaps. Like time is against him, basically, in whatever this issue is. I thought it was interesting the first lyric where he says, I will go in this way and find my own way out. Like, don't worry about me. I'm going to handle this alone. I'll figure it out one way or another, but you do your thing. I'll figure this out on my own. Honestly, yeah, the lyrics are good. Honestly, I'm taken aback by the musical aspect of this. I really blown away by this. I have no more words to say about it. I don't mean to do one of those like crazy emotional reactions and that kind of thing, because I hope you guys have realized by now that I'm not fake at all and I'm purely honest, but I have never heard of this band before. I've heard of them, I've just never heard them before. And number 41 is, as of right now, number 1 on my list from the Dave Matthews Band. So let me know what you guys thought of the song. Let me know what you guys think of the band. Are there any other songs like this from them? Are there any other songs like this? Because this is what I'm looking for. I'm genuinely probably going to listen to this song again as soon as I'm done recording tonight. If I was done recording tonight, this would be the perfect song to end on. But alas, I got more plans for you guys. So seriously, thank you guys for joining me here. I really do appreciate that a lot. It means a ton to me. Please join me down in the comments for discussion. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Dislike if you didn't. It's okay. Subscribe if you wanted more videos. If you want to join the community. Join me on Twitter. And I hope you guys have a great night, because I know that I am now. Okay, so I promised you at the end of the video I will tell you why I don't really know a lot of like the popular songs or the big hits on the radio and that kind of thing. Well, as I've mentioned in other videos before, even though I grew up in a family that listened to different genres, music was never, ever a focus in the house, nor was it something that I was ever interested, honestly. I literally had zero interest in music growing up. It wasn't until 6th grade when I heard some techno song and I was like, ooh, how did they make that sound? And my mom was like, oh, they made that on a keyboard. So I got a keyboard, I played around with it a little bit. And from 6th grade to about 8th grade, middle school, is when I started listening to the radio. But for me, it was listening to like, late 90s, early 2000s, like R&B and that kind of thing. Like whatever was on the radio at that time, like Ludacris and I don't know, stuff like that. So that was kind of where I first started getting my musical interest in. It wasn't until high school that I really got more into music, and at the time that was more like new metal stuff, so Linkin Park, Deftones, Slipknot, that kind of thing. But after middle school, I pretty much never listened to the radio, honestly. So you have to think about where I went. Because I never listened to the radio after middle school, period, there were a lot of songs that I didn't know that were on the radio. I would just strictly go and buy CDs just based on what my friends or what my family kind of liked and stuff like that. So I happened to get into Linkin Park, but it wasn't through the radio. It was just because a lot of people were listening to them, and so I figured, oh, let me try it. And that kind of same thing happened to me as I went to college, and after that, that was a time where music streaming was starting to kind of come alive. Downloading music was starting to really build up into a thing, and that's where I primarily focused. When I was actually looking into genres to like try, for example, progressive metal with Dream Theater, I had no idea what progressive metal or Dream Theater or anything like that was. I used to use All Music and just look through the genre list and just like pick a random genre, pick a random band that had high ratings, and I would just either go to Best Buy and buy that CD, or I would find it online and listen to it that way. So none of these bands that I do know, I know from the radio. It wasn't until I started working on a job where I had a radio that I actually heard a lot of songs. And so I kind of came into the radio game a little late. And even then, I really prefer to listen to talk radio. So there's a lot of songs that are popular in some way or shape that I do know because I've heard them in passing. But there's a lot more that I don't know because I was just never introduced to them in any way. And the typical way that maybe people would explore those through the radio or other means, I was just interested in other genres such as progressive metal and metal in general, even getting into like turntable music and DJing, DJ Crush and DJ Shadow, getting into trip hop with Massive Attack and Portishead. There were just other genres that at that time I was interested in exploring, and I never got around to, like, for example, classic rock or progressive rock of the older ages and certain things like that. So that's pretty much the general quickened version of why I don't know a lot of the songs that I do on here. I have a great, I do have a great knowledge of certain music and certain bands, but there's a whole lot that I don't know that everyone else does. Like Pink Floyd, for example. Plus, at certain ages, you're not interested in listening to certain things. You know? For example, now I've kind of like slowed down. I've kind of taken a step back and I like listening to like softer stuff. But in college and afterwards, I was listening mostly to like metal and like stuff like that. So I didn't really care about like soft stuff. It just didn't do anything for me. Whereas now, I'm all for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Join me in the comments below. Join me on Twitter. And I'll see you later.